In a world where machines are replacing minds and data decides your destiny, what happens when humanity goes 404? Human not found.
I'm Christopher Uchenwa, best-selling author of AI versus Humanity, The Battle for Human Relevance. And this is your wake-up call. This isn't just another AI podcast.
This is the movement for those who refuse to be replaced. How to stay relevant in the age of AI? The human skills AI can't replace. Spiritual and ethical leadership. Real stories. Real tools. Real talk. Subscribe to the AI versus Humanity 404 podcast. New episodes drop every Sunday starting August 10th. Send us your voice notes. Be part of the revolution. When the system says 404, human not found, we rewrite the code and don't miss out.
Hello, my friends and family. Welcome to another episode of AI versus Humanity 404 podcast. I am your host, Christopher Uchenwa, #1 best-selling author of the book, AI versus Humanity, The Battle for Human Relevance. I'm a keynote speaker. I'm also the founder and CEO of Breezewave Incorporation. Today, I'm going to be discussing a very disturbing topic, which I have captioned Deepfake reality. Because that is the reality of our time. That is the reality of what we are facing right now as a result of the emergence of artificial intelligence. In the previous episode, I talked about the ethics, the truth, and the bias of artificial intelligence. And I was asking this question, can we trust artificial intelligence? And today, I want us to go in and look at how artificial intelligence, the other side of artificial intelligence, is affecting not just the biasment and other discriminatory aspects that I talked about in the last episode, but also our reality as we know it. And that brings us back to the topic we want to talk about today, the deepfake reality. But before I delve into that topic, I would want us to reflect on 3 important questions which I want to ask. You don't need to give me an answer right now, but I need you to just have those questions at the back of your mind and reflect over them as we go in deeper into this episode. Question number 1. When your own eyes and ears can be trusted, what do you believe? Question number 2. Who benefits when truth itself becomes optional? Question number 3. And how do we protect society when deception goes viral? Deepfake uses a technology in artificial intelligence, which is called the GANs. GANs stands for Generative Adversarial Network. It is a technology that artificial intelligence has that enables it to be able to replace the original object. For example, it can replace the original human face with another human face and make it look real, something like impersonation. It can replace human voice. Like as I'm talking right now, my voice is on the social media, is on the internet. You can it can replace my voice and use it for something else. It can clone my face. That is what that technology has. It has the capability to clone, to replicate, to duplicate. And right now, the reason I want to talk about this topic is because a lot of individuals are beginning to use this technology for something very criminal in an adverse way, and is beginning to affect our reality and affect what we know as being true. You may see a video on the internet, social media, or wherever. Maybe you might even see your president in the news announcing that we are going for a war tomorrow. And you look at the person making that presentation, it's exactly your president. And you go into panic mood. But at the end of the day, you might find out it is deep fake. Or you get a phone call of your child being kidnapped, your loved one being kidnapped, and you hear the voice on the other side. It's exactly the voice of your child. And the criminals are asking for ransom. And at the end of the day, it turns out to be deep fake, not real. These are some of the ways artificial intelligence is being used adversely in our society today to create fear, to create danger, to create panic, to distort our reality. And that is why I'm bringing this topic for us to talk about it. Because on my podcast, AI versus Humanity 404 podcast, we discuss real issues. We talk about the reality of what is going on in our society right now. And this is one of them. And I'm going to be delving deep and giving you examples. Now, let me take you deeper into what deepfake, the threat that deepfake may have in our society, and give you real life examples of what has happened in the past. Sometime in 2022, there was a video of the Ukrainian president, Zelensky, making an announcement that there is ceasefire, that all the soldiers, Ukraine has, hands off on the war, ceasefire, and stuff like that. That the war is no more. Ukraine, Russia, there's a war going on between them, right? For a while now. And there was this video flying over the internet sometime in 2022. And you see Zelensky was telling all his soldiers to surrender. But it was later discovered that that video was fake. It wasn't real. It was a deep fake. Another incidents happened in 2019 in the United Kingdom. A CEO of a particular oil and gas company, I won't mention the name, received, it's an energy company that received a call from his boss. It was exactly his boss's voice that was cloned. And his boss, the call he received was his boss telling him to transfer certain amount of money to a Hungarian supplier. The exact amount was 220,000 euro that his boss was asking him to transfer. And being that that is exactly his boss's voice, real original voice, he went ahead and transferred the fund, only for them to realize later that it was a deep fake. That was not his boss that called. It was scammers that cloned the boss's voice and used the technology, the GAN's technology, to place that call to him. And that was how that particular energy company was scammed of 220,000 euro. This issue has also been affecting companies and also ordinary people as you know it, including women. There have been situations where some women, their pictures and videos were uploaded online in a very, something that is very, very not okay. Like you see some sexual acts about them just to destroy or tarnish their image. For example, in 2024, you know the celebrity Taylor Swift. There was a time in 2024 when there was a viral video of some explicit sexual acts of her over the internet. It went everywhere. I mean, it went viral. And millions of people saw the video, but it wasn't her. That incident alone destroyed her personality. Things like this could make some people go and commit suicide or go into depression. There was also another particular incident that happened sometime somewhere in Arizona. A mother got a call that her daughter had been kidnapped. And in that call, it was her daughter speaking to her. Mom, help me. I've been kidnapped. Send the ransom. Her daughter's voice. But what happened was that the mom did, on a second thought, had to call, because the daughter went for a dance class, had to call the venue and try to reach out to the daughter. And fortunately for her, she was able to speak to the daughter, and the daughter told her, Mom, I'm fine. What is going on? That was how she was able to escape being scammed. Another incident happened in the United States where a son-in-law received a call that the mother-in-law had been kidnapped. And he should send some money as ransom, else they are going to kill her. He ended up sending some money to the scammers. And that was how they scammed him and his wife. There was another particular incident that happened in Africa relating to the deepfake. Church members were receiving phone call from their pastors, a particular pastor, a preacher. And in that phone call, the preacher was telling the church members, concerning the building project or church project we were doing, I need you to send some money to this account. So stuff like that, right? And it was the preacher's voice. So some church members sent some money until they found out that it wasn't the real preacher that was calling. It was a scam. It was deepfake. Over time, I've done on my YouTube channel, I've done some videos just to, showcase incidences of deepfake. If you go to visit my YouTube channel, AI versus Humanity book channel, you will see some videos and short clips I've put up there just to alert people, alert the societies that this thing is real. Yes, I'm into tech. My company implements artificial intelligence for businesses and other clients as well. However, part of my role and contribution to the society and why I set up this podcast space is to help educate people about artificial intelligence. Is to help educate individuals, businesses, and you about artificial intelligence so that you'll be cautious. You know what is going on in the society so that you will know how to subvert or escape things like this when it has to do with deepfake. Or if you find yourself in situation like this, you know what to do. I'm gonna share with you how probably we as human can guard ourselves about things like this that has the impact of affecting our loved ones, affecting our society, disrupting states and countries. Because right now, and you're going to see it happening, it's already happening during political era when nations are going into electing a new leader. You're going to see a lot of deepfake flying up here and there. Different individuals with ulterior motives are going to create all kinds of deepfake videos, deepfake content just to discredit the other opponent or discredit somebody. And this was tested. The other time, former President Obama, there was a deepfake video that was created on him, although that was just an experiment, right? Even though it was an experiment, it was meant to educate the people, let them know that this thing is real. And if you see that video, exactly, it was a clone of former President Barack Obama, and the way that clone was talking was exactly the way that former President Barack Obama talks. You can't differentiate it. It's difficult to know, no matter how tech savvy you are or what, you may not know the difference. And why I'm saying this because I implement artificial intelligence for my client. I create clones for my client that may want to have clones to act as customer service or do marketing agent or something. I create those clones and you look at it, it's exactly the same. You can't tell the difference. All you need to do is get the original voice and through the GANs technology, you switch it. So these are the threats of artificial intelligence that we need to come together to take a look at. Having said this, what is the way forward? How do we protect ourselves against deepfake? How do we protect humanity against deepfake videos? Number one, detection technology. I love what Microsoft and Facebook is doing in terms of training another AI to be able to detect fake videos, fake content, and stuff that has been tampered with, right? That is one of the way, because deepfake is created by AI. The only thing you can use to detect and stop it is another AI. And that AI needs to have the ability to detect that this content is not original, it has been tampered with, and this is how it has been tampered with. There has to be a way to have this technology filter through the content you see online. Number two way to safeguard against this deepfake is by putting up like legal safeguards. Nations should come together. Regulations should be in place for safeguard. Like China, for example, put up some regulations that you must, for every video and content you're creating there, you have to put disclosure to them. You can't send, if you're using a deepfake for maybe advertisement or something, because there has to be a disclosure on it. People have to know that this is not real, this is deepfake, right? The same thing with the United States of America. Some of the states are coming up with regulations, like the state of California has banned deepfake on election and pornography content. You're not allowed to use it. Yeah, there should be strong regulations. Like in the previous episode, I said AI should be properly regulated globally. There should be one global regulation on artificial intelligence usage and adoption, because that will help to tighten the risk around the usage. Another way we can help combat the deepfake is through media literacy. Like what I'm doing now, I'm calling this out. I'm making people know that things like this exist, right? Even if you don't know. So there should be media literacy. The media should talk about it. Let people know that when you see content, don't jump into conclusion. Try and verify. There has to be a way you have to verify. Don't go sharing, because people are very good at sharing things online, right? You just see, oh man, look at this nude picture, this sexual explicit video of this celebrity. Oh my God. They start creating content. And it's going viral because negative news has a very high potential of going viral because of human proclivity to negativities, right? So don't go sharing stuff like that without verifying the truth around it, or the authenticity of such news or information. Always verify. Now, what is the 404 immunity? This episode is about AI versus humanity, 404 podcast, right? And in the first episode 1, I talked about 404, what 404 stands for. We are rewriting the code, because we are rewriting the code such that we're making human immune from being replaced by artificial intelligence, such that when you search for humans, when artificial intelligence has become super intelligent, we'll still tell you that humans are still here, right? So what is the 404 immunity against this? We have to imbibe our human ethic, our human creativity, our human value system, how we protect truth. We have to imbibe all this together, what makes us human, so that we protect ourselves from things like this. Because there is no way, you're not going to, You're always going to, in every society, you're always going to have the good, the bad, and the ugly. That is what a society is made up of. So the bad and the ugly are always looking at ways to eat up the good or anybody that comes their way, right? So, but at the same time, you have to find a way to protect yourself from this kind of scam. So that brings me to the conclusion on the deepfake discussion that we're talking about. Deepfake is not just a trick. It is a weapon that is attacking trust, that is attacking reputation, that is attacking our democracy and even our family bond. Deepfake has the potential and the power to disrupt nations, politics, democracy, family, and whatever we stand for. So that is why I leave you with this question. When you can't trust your eyes anymore, what will you trust? The answer must be human value, ethics, and commitment to truth. That brings us to the end of this episode. And if you enjoyed this episode or something impacted you in this episode, feel free to send me a voice note, not more than 60 seconds voice note or WhatsApp chat. Send it to our WhatsApp number +1 289 505 5287. You might be featured in our next episode. We might replay your voice note for everyone to hear. And if you are also an expert in the field of artificial intelligence and you would want to be called into one of our episodes for an interview, feel free to reach out to me. You can send us an email to info@aiversushumanity.ca, and we're going to take a look at it and get back to you. And if you're also a business owner and you're looking to adopt artificial intelligence or implement artificial intelligence and you don't know how to go about it, that is what my company does. My company, breezewave.com, www.brizwave.com. That's my website. Go there, visit the website, and try and reach out to us and see what we do. On the website, we have a free download of the 6-step artificial intelligence framework and implementation strategy that we make use of. You can download it, take a look at it, and if you would want to work with us, reach out to us in our contact page section, and we're going to get back to you. We help businesses to optimize their processes. We help them to become more productive and profitable by implementing the right artificial intelligence applications and systems for them as well. We redesign workflow, we optimize workflow for our client as well. And I also give prompt engineering training and artificial intelligence training. You can, if you need more information, you can go order for my book. It's the #1 best-selling book right now on Amazon. The title is AI versus Humanity, The Battle for Human Relevance. You can order for the book and read it. It is very informative. Everything I'm sharing on this podcast is coming from the book. I'm just going from one chapter to the other, picking information and sharing with you on my podcast because I want to make this knowledge very available and easily understood by the common man out there in the street. Thank you once again for listening. Ensure to subscribe to our podcast, AI versus Humanity 404 podcast. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, follow us on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. And I will see you next week. Thank you.
In a world driven by artificial intelligence, where speed is prized over soul, and machines are learning faster than humans are evolving, what happens when the system no longer recognizes you? When the screen says, 404, human, not found. I'm Christopher Uchenwa, best-selling author of AI versus Humanity, The Battle for Human Relevance. And this podcast is your wake-up call. We're not just talking AI, we're fighting for our place in the age of machines. Every week, I'll break down what AI means for your job, your family, your identity, and your future. From ethics to intuition, from survival to spiritual awakening. Real stories, real tools, real truth. Because while others are being replaced, we're getting repositioned. And while the world panics, we'll evolve.
Subscribe now to the AI vs. Humanity 404 podcast. New episodes drop every Sunday starting August 10. Send us your voice feedback on WhatsApp, +1 289 505 5287. Want to be a guest? Reach out. info@aiversushumanity.ca. When the world says 404, human, not found, we rewrite the code.